that's my brand new movie. What do you guys think?
So, you okay, Netflix?
Yeah, why?
Oh, nothing. It's just that this is the second time you've made divorce the main plot point in your movie. Just wanted to know if everything's fine back home.
Huh? Guys, I'm fine. I just like the idea of divorce being a conflict for the main characters. It's rarely a topic being discussed in the industry.
Yeah, but I mean, it also doesn't help that you still have that poster up on your wall after all these years.
What? That old thing? It's a good movie. What are you guys talking about?
Okay, well, sure, but that's not really the problem. The problem is pretty much the other poster next to it.
Oh, that. Well, it's also a good movie?
Oh, now we all know that's a lie.
You know what? I don't need this. I'm fine. Okay? I'm totally fine. So what? It's just movies centered around divorce. What's so bad about that? It doesn't mean anything. Gosh, it's a trope, guys. You people are just flat out crazy.
Sir, your ex-wife just came by. She handed over the divorce papers. She said it's all signed and all she needs is your signature. Then she's off to Paris with your new boyfriend.
Thank you, Jared.
No problem, boss.
So, do we hang this poster next to the other one as well, or?
Get the fuck out of my office.
Okay.
You know, if I had a nickel for every time Netflix made an animated movie where the main character has to deal with their parents' divorce, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. You okay there, Netflix? You going through something? You wanna talk about it? In Your Dreams is an animated film from Netflix that follows 2 siblings on a journey into their dreams as they try to find the Sandman and have him grant them the perfect life. Released in November of 2025, In Your Dreams garnered mostly positive feedback from both critics and audiences. With a solid 87% certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, In Your Dreams was mostly praised for its visuals, humor, and heartfelt story. So, of course, I ended up watching it. And you know what? All I can say is... yeah... I don't think the movie's that great. Really, Rotten Tomatoes? A certified fresh? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the movie's bad, but I'm also not gonna say that it's good either. It's more of a... meh. Personally, I didn't really find the movie that interesting. It had a pretty good concept, I'll give it that. But overall, it just wasn't my vibe. You know what I mean? It just felt safe and by the numbers. I mean, visually, it does look pretty good, but in a knockoff Pixar kind of way. But hey, it's better than most animated movies I've seen this year, so you can count that as a fucking win, I guess. But apart from that, is there anything in this movie that's more than meets the eye? Does it have a story worth telling? Does it have characters worth caring for? Is it even remotely funny? Well, let's find out. Let's take a look and see if this is all a Netflix dream come true or one big nightmare. This is Netflix's In Your Dreams.
One, two, three. My baby don't mess around because she loves.
Ah, son of a bitch! We're first introduced to our main character, Stevie, having a great old time with her family. Yeah, well, hello there, Benjamin Button. How are you doing? Good God. Why does she look like she's 4 and 30 years old at the same time?
The perfect cartwheel.
I'm just so proud.
Oh, good Lord.
Ask the dishes. They can sing, they can dance.
After all, miss, this is France, and a dinner
Here is never second best.
Turns out it was all a dream, though, and in reality, the family's not doing too hot.
I know things are tight, but we're getting by. As soon as I finish the album,
It's been 2 years.
I could have finished it a long time ago if my lead singer didn't just give up on me.
I didn't give up on you, Michael. Something's gotta change.
Oh, there you go, In Your Dreams. That's the name of the movie. Yay! Finally, we get to the title card. And all it took was a 12-year-old witnessing the slow decay of her parents' love for one another. Welcome to the movie, ladies and gentlemen. We also get to meet the second main character, her brother, Elliot.
Want to see a magic trick?
Why do you have to be so annoying?
Open the notes, Stevie. Stevie will say, why do you have to be so... Okay, we're done here.
Okay, so for a quick summary, our main character's parents seem to have hit a rough patch in their marriage, and with their mother applying for a job out of town and their dad not being on board with the idea, it only seemed to be getting worse by the day.
Are you and Dad okay? Is this about money?
What?
I could get a job. I could babysit.
Alright, first things first, let's talk about our main characters for a second. Stevie and Elliot, surprisingly, aren't that bad. It's a real uphill climb for a writer to write likable yet realistic sounding children, and I think Netflix did a pretty good job here. I like how Stevie's character motivation is established very early in the movie, so her intentions are pretty clear from the get-go. She simply wants her family to be happy again, so she's practically given herself the responsibility to fix the problem.
Mom made you breakfast.
Seriously?
Take a break. 'Cause Dad made you breakfast.
Seriously?
So like, was none of you gonna make breakfast? And when it comes to Elliot, low-key, I'm honestly impressed just by how they handled his character. I was pretty worried that he'd end up being a Taika Waititi type of character. Like the comedic relief that's all talk, no laughs kind of shit.
You press the button.
Is it this button?
I will tell you which button.
Oh, what about this button?
I'm sorry, we're not going to have time to go over all the buttons.
Okay, forget the button. What about this thing?
Why don't you go fuck yourself? How about that? But that's not actually the case. Elliot has some of his moments, and the most annoying stuff he does feels pretty harmless and not overbearing. Not to mention that he does carry his weight for most of the movie, so that's a plus. Overall, for him and Stevie, I like their tandem. They gave off good, real sibling energy, and it translated really well with the story. Wish I could share the same appreciation with the mom and dad characters, but Netflix decided that if they didn't care for one another, then why should we? Neat. Yeah, with how good of a dynamic they had for the kids, the writers kinda just forgot to flesh out the parents, which is a bit of a problem when the overarching conflict of the movie is about a fucking divorce.
I've got prime seats lined up at Polly's Pizzeria.
Yes! Polly's Pizzeria!
A place for family fun!
All minors must be accompanied by an adult.
Where the fuck are you two going? You were just eating breakfast 5 seconds ago. Anyways, later in the movie, Stevie and Elliot visit their local library, where they stumble across an old, magical, and mysterious book about the Sandman. Why does this random library have a hidden magical book locked away under their building? How did they get this book in the first place? Why was this book even made? Who gives a shit? Here's Gino from K-pop Demon Hunters.
No, stop. If I get in trouble, I might lose this fantastic job.
Glad to see some demons survive the honeymoon there, Gino.
Which book do you want to do?
This one! You stole it? Are you crazy? The tag said it was priceless. That obviously means it's free. Duh.
You know what? You can't argue with that logic. Later that night, however...
What are you doing?
Well, that's a broken rib. That's a broken nose. Another broken rib. Fucking dead. Turns out the entire thing was all a dream though, and that the book gave Stevie and Elliot the ability to explore each other's dreams. They then find out that, with the help of the Sandman, they can make their dreams come true and fix their parents' marriage. Because I guess the Sandman can grant wishes now apparently, and so off they go to Dreamland to find him.
Dad said I could keep you.
Wow! Breakfast Town! It's so happy! It's so sweet! It's so... boring! Okay, I know it's just her dream, but like, they couldn't at least make it look even slightly eye-catching? Why is the entire thing so fucking bland? I get that it's cardboard, but like, you guys couldn't at least put a little bit of color? We then get to meet Netflix merchandise number 462, Baloney Tony. And no, he is, in fact, not funny one bit.
Behind me, because I'm gonna channel it into an epic, flaming fireball!
Hey, would you look at that? Our first fart joke of the night, and we're only 29 minutes in. I can't wait to see what else this movie's got in store. All my life, has led me to be in this moment, this exact moment, to witness this, to experience this. Laser farts. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I do like the running gag where Tony just simply bails on them whenever shit hits the fan, so I thought that was pretty funny. To get to the Sandman, however, our heroes will need to go through ᵈᵒⁿᵈ, the creator of nightmares. Very creative name, by the way. Totally not half-assed and lazy at all. Why name Sandman Sandman when we could have just named him Dramo? With ᵈᵒⁿᵈ around, this means Stevie and Elliot would need to stay awake and face multiple nightmares to finish their mission. Oh boy, do we get to see our heroes face their deep, inner, and hidden fears and learn to navigate through the scary aspects of life? Nope. Instead, we get a montage of them waking up again and again and again and again. Okay, so this is where the movie kind of loses me a little bit. They kind of had a fun idea with the nightmares, but instead of seeing the progression or the lead up to their encounter with the scares, we just get quick glimpses of it in a fucking montage. There's really no real consequence in their adventure because nothing really happens to them when they wake up. They're not really in any real danger, so the urgency to beat the nightmares just isn't really there. Them running around, getting jump scared, waking up, and going back to sleep has no stakes in it. But the montages don't last long though, because in a quick turn of events, Stevie and Elliot manage to power through ᵈᵒⁿᵈ and finally reach the Sandman's castle. And so, throughout all the bullshit, they finally get to meet the Sandman in an exciting reveal. Sandman, 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 Sandman. Oh! Okay, low-key, I was kind of hoping I'd see this guy instead, but hey, sure, this'll do, I guess. I mean, it looks like the genie from Aladdin and Santa Claus had a baby, but you know what? Who am I to judge? After a musical number from a sad attempt at copying the Minions... Just like that, Stevie and Elliot's efforts pay off. The Sandman takes their dream of a perfect family and brings it to life.
Are you really going to take the job?
Maybe not. Oh, sweetie, is everything okay?
Everything is perfect.
Ah, what a happy ending. What a ride! Pretty quick and abrupt, but so is life, I guess. And that was In Your Dream. What'd you say? There's still 36 minutes left! What more could you possibly need, movie? You got your dream come true. It's over. We can go home. That's the rules. Yeah, so there's a pretty big reason why there's still 36 minutes of the movie left. You wanna know why? Well, drum roll, please. Sandman was a twist villain. You're a bit 10 years too late, Netflix, but hey, you know what? At least you tried. Turns out ᵈᵒⁿᵈ was never the bad guy, and that the Sandman had planned to trap Stevie and Elliot in their own perfect dream, killing them off in the real world, no longer bothered by nightmares. Jesus Christ, well that took a turn. So, one major takeaway I have with this movie is that I absolutely love the Sandman's motivation here. The idea of him going rogue and kidnapping children to keep them happy forever in their own dreams is a really cool concept that I'm kinda low-key pissed that they didn't focus on this story much sooner. It makes for a much compelling story. Villains who don't know that they're the villains are always fun characters to invest in. And I'm not gonna lie, these last 36 minutes were probably the best part of the entire movie. The story finally starts to pick up, and we actually have stakes and real consequences now. Stevie ends up being a hostage of Sandman in her own dream, and if she runs out of time, she'll no longer wake up in the real world. And so, it's up to Elliot to save her.
Please, let me out of here.
So, like, not to nitpick, but doesn't this contradict what Sandman wants for Stevie? Because clearly she's not happy in her dream anymore. So, there's really no reason to keep her trapped in there? Are we gonna address that? No? Okay then.
I don't have time to explain. It's all in here. It's nap time.
Wait, didn't he say earlier they did some kind of chant and ended up in the same dream?
Yeah, but he also thinks butterflies are made by the government to spy on us.
I believe him. About the dream and the butterflies.
You know what, honey? At this point, a divorce sounds pretty reasonable. Elliot does come to rescue her though. And after what I'll admit is a pretty emotional flashback scene.
Look at mine. But he's your favorite. You can play with him together. Look, I gave him a bony pocket.
Okay, you know what? Fuck you, movie. The bond between Elliot and Stevie would be strong enough to break the Sandman's enchantment, freeing Stevie.
Elliot!
The fact that it never crossed her mind that this might just be the Sandman playing tricks to convince her to stay is hilarious, yet also a bit concerning. Our heroes fight off the Sandman with the help of their parents. Yeah, I don't like that part either. And together, they take down the Sandman and foil his evil plan. Down and defeated, the Sandman makes one last plea with Stevie, where our family, though broken, prove to him that life isn't perfect and neither are they. But no matter what changes, they still have each other to...
Put me down. Chad! Chad! Don't make me get the vacuum. Chad!
Never mind. They just completely ignored him and never confront him for his actions. Really? You're just gonna let him get away? You find out that he's been kidnapping children and keeping them hostages, and you're just gonna let him get away? With the Sandman defeated and the family all back together, they all leave the Sandman's castle and wake up. Hooray! Finally, a happy ending. Never mind the looming thought that a Sandman can just flat out find you in your dreams whenever he wants, forcing you to stay awake forever until you lose your mind and make your life a living hell. But hey, you know what? We've got Baloney Tony, so it's fine. Yeah, you guys won't have a good night's sleep for a long time. Okay, fine. The movie's not that bad, but come on, guys. A certified fresh... Really? The movie has its problems, but I gotta admit, it also had some pretty good moments. Just not enough. If there's any word I can describe this movie, it'll probably be just... meh. Nothing really about it stands out for me that makes it memorable. Everything just feels so safe and calculated that it just doesn't grab my attention. Don't get me wrong, the animation looks great, the voice acting is also pretty decent, and the idea of Sandman trapping you in your dreams for your own good is a really interesting idea. But the overall story is still pretty weak. Aside from Stevie and Elliot, most of the characters feel underdeveloped, and overall, the whole thing is just... okay. Aside from the last 30 minutes, the movie doesn't really do a good job of keeping you engaged throughout the film, which is a bit of a problem. Overall, In Your Dreams is an okay, safe, forgettable family movie that doesn't take any risks, and it shows. It sticks to a formula, and it works. But with what the concept offered, it could have been better. Long story short, it's kinda mid, so that's why I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. I'm going to bed. Bye-bye. Don't eat it, my guy.
You're my soda pop.
Oh my god. Soda, yeah, it is soda pop. The fuck? That ass, I am running away.
I know.